Hey guys, it is Gabe here from Fly Line. Happy Thanksgiving. Today we are going to be tying the Schroders parachute hopper. But first, let me introduce my dad here.
Hello.
This is his favorite fly in the entire world. He loves to tie it. And the reason we're doing this Schroders parachute hopper on Thanksgiving is because we're using turkey feathers. And this Antron is orange, so like
orange.
For pumpkins and
pumpkin pie, the whole deal.
Okay, so
Happy Turkey Day.
And so, tell us a little bit about yourself and why you like to tie the Schroders parachute hopper.
Well, first of all, I'm so happy because Gabe asked me to tie this because we're family and it's Thanksgiving and we're here in my dad's garage tying a fly back, as most people go home for their Thanksgiving celebrations. So we're here in Bakersfield tying this fly. And I think the reason I love to tie the fly, more importantly, is I love to fish the fly. And I love to, nothing's better than when hoppers are going off on a river and you throw one out there and then a trout lights it up like an explosion.
Yeah.
Nothing's
Pretty
better.
much.
And so because I like to fish it, I also like to tie it. And I think the reason I like to tie it specifically is because the body parts are very distinct. You have a very distinct body, very distinct legs made out of Hen Pheasant Tail, as well as the distinct turkey top wing, and then the hackle. It's just very distinct and clear, and I just enjoy tying it. Specifically, I like tying the legs.
Yeah, you're the master at legs.
Leg master.
So, we're going to dive right into this. We're going to zoom on in.
Good to get over a little bit.
Here, I'm going to scoot over so I can do this. I'm going to zoom out just a tiny bit. And, okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start out just behind the eye. About right there. Say that's good, Dad?
That's perfect. Yeah, right there's perfect.
And we're just going to make a little, sort of a tag. Like that. There we go. Okay, so we have a little tag there, and we're gonna grab our orange.
Here, stay this way, and then it won't keep going out of focus. Scoot over a little bit.
Keeps going.
Keeps focusing on the stuff behind you. There you go.
And so we're gonna grab that Antron and bend it over the line a little bit.
Actually, that's polyarn.
It's polyyarn?
Yeah.
I thought it was Antron. Whatever. Same thing.
Similar. Synthetic, yeah.
Same difference.
Same diff.
Okay. So we're going to do a couple wraps in the front, a couple wraps in the back. It's a little tricky with this. It's definitely a different material than Antron. And so we'll go around the post. And wrap up the post to make it stand up. And so I'm not gonna go crazy on the top. So this is about good. And that's about good. And so we're gonna stop there. We're gonna go all the way to the back. Just to the bend of the hook. Now, my dad's gonna take over.
All right, here we go. One of the things I like to do that drives me nuts, and I just messing with it, is I take a little piece of tape.
Probably don't want to use the duct tape. That might rip the Antron, though.
Well, I got all the sticky stuff off. Gabe's right. I got all the sticky stuff off so it wasn't that sticky. But I put a little piece of tape, preferably not duct tape, but like a
packing tape.
Packing tape or Scotch tape or something. And anyway, put it over the parachute so that when you're wrapping, it doesn't bug. You don't keep getting those little strands of the parachute. Get caught up in your. Do you want to use this dubbing, Gabe?
Yeah, we'll use the.
So we're going to use a Sinyo's laser dub. It's a nice bright yellow. It has some nice shine to it too, so it kind of acts as like an attractor for the fish. Oh, sorry. Thanks, Gabe. I also almost forgot. We have a piece of I forgot. We have to put a brown segment. It's a ultra thread, rusty brown. This guy here. You see that? And we take this and just take a small piece of it, and we tie it in to the back of your hook, so that once you're done putting the dubbing on your body, you can wrap this around, which makes the body give it that segmented look like hoppers have. So just tie that in.
Probably clip that off.
We'll clip that extra piece off there, but see if I can get it tight in a little bit more. It's all a mess. There we go. Anyway, you can tie over that. Not the end of the world. And then
The nice thing about fly tying is you can always fix it. It's not like
and here's a way to fix it. Start over.
Failing is growing.
Failing, hey, that's it. So
That's my dad's little saying.
That's
Failing is growing.
Not just my saying. Carolyn Dweck, a professor at. No, I'm not going to go into it. I'm also a principal. It takes too long. I'm also a principal, and I talk a lot about growth mindset. And even though when you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. You just learn from it.
Growth mindset a lot in fly tying.
In fly tying, because you fail a lot.
I recommend doing a little bit of research on growth mindset.
Hey, my boy. Promoting growth mindset. Failing is growing. Woo-woo. Okay, so
Obsessed.
Here's the string. I just tie it off here, and you can kind of set it off to the back. And then I'm going to add some of my ice dub. This is, again, Sinyo's laser dub. Any yellow will work. Tans, browns.
You can use any color dubbing you want, because what I noticed is when you're out on the water, when you're out fishing, you'll notice is you'll see let's say you'll see a hopper flying around or a certain bug flying around, and you'll notice it has a certain color, and so you can manipulate any of your flies to be that certain type. So for example, when I was up in the Sierra Nevadas, I saw a blue grasshopper with a blue body and a blue wing, underwing. So what I want to do is eventually I want to get some blue dubbing, and I want to make a blue fly so it'll match, so it'll fit in with the environment. And it's just a very useful preference to go by. So continue about what you're doing, Dad.
So dubbing. So I put the dubbing in a little bit at a time. Key to dubbing is less is more.
And this stuff is there's natural dubbings, and then this laser dub is very synthetic. And so it's has a plasticky feel to it. So it's harder to use because it's harder. It's not one of the it doesn't come in short strands like each little strand. It comes in very thick, long strands.
As you dub, make sure you go one strand in front of the other to make it look nice and even. Nice and even, I'm sorry. And then as you dub, you want to go back on yourself here because you want the beginning of the fly, the first part of the fly here to be thicker than the back part. And I'm running out, so I'm going to add some more dub there. And that's just the taper of the body. The body is generally thinner at the back and thicker at the front towards the post. So I'm adding some more dubbing here. And you could put wax on. You can lick your fingers. You can do whatever you want. There's no rhyme or reason. It's just different people have different preferences. So I'm going to go back.
It's very about how you want your fly to look. If you want it to be a big fat fly for some big trout or or other types of fish, then you're gonna want to use a lot of dubbing. If you don't, if you're just fishing for small little brookies or some small little fish, then you want to use a bigger fly, then you're gonna want to do less dubbing. So that's the nice thing about fly tying is you can tune your fly to however you need it to be. You don't have to necessarily do a lot of dubbing. You can just do a little bit. So that's the nice thing about it. You can just tune your fly to make it how you want it to be. So
another cool thing that I heard my favorite fly tyer Tim Camisa talk about, which was tying in hot spots or making your fly look a little bit different than the average parachute hopper, and that's kind of given us the.
I'll do a video on hotspots about how different hotspots, different styles and stuff.
But basically, a hotspot is just tying in a different color, like an orange or a red.
Right here, just tying in just an orange little tag or a red little tag. Like if you ever use the Royal Coachman,
Yeah.
you'll notice how it has that one little that red tag, and that's basically what a hotspot is. I'll do a video on hotspots and how to manipulate your fly to add in a hotspot. So I'll do a video. I'll definitely do a video on that.
But in the same respect, just making your fly look a little bit different. So not always using the exact same yellows that everybody else uses, or the exact same tans or browns, but maybe mixing it up.
Also, like when you mix paint, you can also mix dubbing. Like for example, like what I've used in some of my flies, like let's say I have like a yellow fly, and I want it to have a little bit of gray in it. So I can take just 2 pieces of dubbing and I combine them together, and I can just add them in both of the time, so it'll be just like a mixed color. It's basically whatever you want. You can make dubbing to be whatever you want it to be. It's nice. It's like paint. You can manipulate it.
And we can do another video, or Gabe can do another video on, unless he wants me to invite me back as his guest fly tyer if I make the grade.
You don't build the body too big. You
And I'm just going back to the back and then making it
Okay. That looks good.
go back this way.
And this is a cool idea if your family's into fly tying or you have relatives into it. This is a good way to like
I think I might have
build. This
overdubbed
is a
it
good
little
way to
bit.
teamwork. Like I was actually thinking if like we got some more of my family into fly tying, you could do like competitions. Like you all like a team of 2, and you have to finish the fly before a certain time limit or do it as quick as you
You'd
can.
have to have some serious family members into fly tying there. I'm just going to trim out this Antron that...
Don't be sure also when you're trimming stuff, don't be sure not to clip the line, because me and my dad have done that many a time, and it's a pain in the butt.
Frustrating.
It's a pain in the butt to tie back
Pain
in.
in the bottom. You're on a video here for kids.
But
Pain in the tuchus majoris.
it's a pain, and so
Sorry.
and it's a pain, so
Definitely a pain.
yeah. But you can do it like if.
So
like,
I'm just taking that line and wrapping it, the brown line, and segmenting the body.
I can't.
Wrap it back up to the front, and then I'm just going to tie it
Show
in.
me your trick with the tying about wrapping it in the front,
Oh, then I do bring it one wrap in front,
just to secure it a little
just
bit.
to secure it.
On the other side, just to make it a little bit easier.
And then I take the line and go on either side of it.
That's good. I would say that's about good.
Done? Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Gabe. I'm going to do the legs real quick.
Yeah. So
Then
what,
Gabe's going to jump. Oh, go ahead, Gabe.
So what he's gonna do is he's gonna build. He made his legs out of Hen Pheasant Tail, and so what he's gonna do is he's gonna add those in, and then I'll add the wing over that. And the reason he does that is because then, well, Dad, you describe it. You have a better.
So I take the hen. This is the Hen Pheasant Tail, and it's about 5 or 6 strands of the. And here's the actual Hen Pheasant Tail, and you take the strands off of the
Well, let me do a video on
Hen Pheasant Tail. Anyway, you tie a little knot in them, and you can use a whip finisher. You can use different things to tie the knot. You place once you have the leg, this is the main leg, this is the knee, I guess, if they have knees, and this is the little feet deal. And you line the knot up to the shank of the hook, and then you put
at the bend of the hook.
excuse me, not the shank, the bend of the hook. Thank you, Gabe. And so you put that there, and then you carefully tie your leg in, and then you have to see if the feet are pointing down. I'll show it to you when I do the other side, because sometimes when you tie it in, the feet will point out to the side and it'll look strange, and I don't think it looks natural. Some people say you can do that and make it look like an injured grasshopper.
So then the fish will go for it, because
they'll
then
go
they
for
know
it.
it won't fly away. They know it's for sure. They'll be like, hey, that's for sure. I'm not going to.
So you put it on the side, line it up to the bend in the hook.
Or the end of the dubbing, because that's where the bend of the hook is. That's
Yeah.
End of the dubbing's a little bit better, because then you know it's more accurate and more.
Start a little high as you bring it around. A little low, high, so that when you bring the string down on the, see how it kind of popped its leg out there a little bit.
Here it goes.
So
There you go.
I'm going to redo it and make sure that it's down. There it is. Now it's facing down. Then do a couple wraps in. That's still not, I don't like it. This is the part that I like. I spend a lot of time on just because I enjoy, if you get the leg placed just right, it looks really hoppery. All right, I think
that's
I'm good.
a good way to describe it.
Hoppery. I don't even know if that's a word, but that's okay. So I'm gonna let Gabe do the rest. I'm jumping in. He's gonna trim this extra
well, you can
stuff.
trim it if you want. I'll let you do it.
I'm gonna trim the legs.
You're the guest in the video.
Thank you, sir. So I'm going in, and you just trim the leg there.
And then you want to secure it in the front too. If you want, like, if you're one of those people who's going for these big vicious trout, you're gonna want to go for. You're gonna want to secure it. A lot of your flies, you're gonna want to secure it as much and as little as possible.
And then we'll trim the legs at the very end. We don't leave them this long.
We usually trim it because we want to see how the wing's gonna turn out. So
there we go. And Gabe's coming in for the next portion.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get that.
Here, we can just trim it off because we're gonna make the parachute a lot shorter.
We'll do that. There. We're gonna trim that down even more.
That's gonna be.
This is just to get it out of the way.
Okay. Next, my friends, we are going to grab our turkey. We clipped off a piece of a turkey feather, and so like in here, you'll see we clipped off those, and so we trimmed it to be about this big.
And rounded the edges.
So you just take like your scissors on one side and just go and like curve it. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna set it as close as we can to get to the parachute, and you'll see how it makes that what kind of like wing casing. And you want to make it sure so there's like none bending over the side too much.
And I like so you can see the body from the side. If the wing's covering up the body on the side, my preference is to cut a little bit of that big wing off so you can see the body. See how you can see the body on that? That's what I prefer. Some people like the wings going down a little bit farther. It's all personal preference and artistic.
That's what fly tying. Fly tying is technically an art. I bet you if you looked up fishing art, it would probably come up.
No questions. You want to tie that post back?
And so we're gonna tie the. We're gonna do this.
Sometimes you do as you tie behind the post, it pushes the post forward.
And right now we're actually we're gonna build up.
Oh, good idea.
Our posts a little bit before we do our dubbing and then our hackle. And so the nice thing about parachutes is you can build up your post again if you have it too short, so you can make it short and then build it up later on depending on what the size is, because you don't want to build it up too big. So next we're going to grab some of our dubbing.
Now you're going to cover up all the string that you've just put on your fly. And then there's a couple, well, I'll let Gabe talk.
Yeah. And so there's a couple tricks to dubbing. You don't want to put a lot on, so you can start with a little bit and then just like put a ton of it on. So what we're going to do is we're going to start right at the edge of the wing, and we're just going to go like that. And so we're going to build up the body a little bit. Capture that. The nice thing is if you want to use a dubbing that's lighter or matches the color of your line. I mean, you want to use that matches the color of your dubbing, a line that matches the color of your dubbing, because then it makes it blend in, so you can capture it if you need to.
I'm gonna move it up more, or you're gonna.
And so
by dubbing right there pushes that post back, which straightens it up and makes it look flatter, which is key.
Yeah. You want to make it look as realistic as possible. That's the goal with all flies. Put just a tiny bit more on. And so we're going to build it up just a little bit more. I want to build it up just this part right here a little bit more. And I would say and that's about good. We're going to build up our post just a tiny bit more too. I want to. And so next we're going to grab our hackle. We're using a rust.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
What I love to do too is... Oh, did you already do it?
Yeah, I made barbels.
Oh, so tell me.
I've done it. I told them in all my videos.
Oh, sorry.
When I did, but you just clip off just a little bit, and you made it just a little barb, and it just hooks in a little bit better. I'll do a close-up video on how to do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie in. So the nice thing about this is my dad reminded me is you can have this going straight up or to the side.
That's all preference.
It's all basically what you like how you want to tie in your hackle. I like to do it this way just because it's just my personal preference. Okay. Next, we're gonna
Sorry.
I know what I'm doing.
We all have preference. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's hard to tie together, but that's what teamwork is about. It's a family.
Our family, right?
Uh-huh.
Go fam.
And so we're gonna wrap our hackle around, and we're gonna just keep going under.
Loving it.
It's like
I'm loving it.
You're a dork.
It's my job.
Yeah.
To be the king dork.
And so we tied that in, and it looks. And so we're gonna go in between our hackle evenly.
And this is something some fly tiers say to do this, some don't. I prefer just to do the whip finish around the bottom of the hackle because I think sometimes the string, now what Gabe's doing will make the hackle a lot stronger. I mean, it'll definitely like never come apart. I like the look of it more when the hackle's unfettered, untouched by the string. But it's personal preference. If you want a sturdier fly, that's good. If you want a sturdier fly, do what Gabe's doing. I like my flies a little bit prettier, so I don't do that, through the hackle. But some guys will swear by it because they'll say, your hackle will pop off if you don't do that.
Okay, next we're gonna just to secure it a little bit. We're gonna do like 2 half inches. And so next, my dad's gonna jump on in here. He's gonna trim the post, but before that, he's gonna do his signature whip finish around the post, which is I've never been able to understand how he does it. He's the master at doing it around the post. It's about skill though.
So what I do is I wouldn't have put on the half hitch right here. I would have kept it around the post, but that's okay.
I like my flies nice and secure.
Yeah, Gabe's definitely, nothing's gonna happen to his flies. My flies might look pretty, but they might come apart. So here we go. So I'm doing the whip finish. I'm gonna go around the hard part about this is you have to keep pushing the string underneath the hackle.
So maybe a good idea is maybe just to do a post with a parachute, like just a fly with a parachute, and just practice that, like that whip finish around the post a couple times. Make just a hook with just a post and some hackle around the post, and then you could practice doing this, and then do it on a real fly. That's just an idea.
So then you go around and you got to go below and then just over the eye and then back down. Put your string in there.
And this takes time and practice. My dad's
been
doing this for a while. Doing this
just over the eye and then down again. Then down. Oh, poo.
Here, I got you.
Can you help me out?
Family. Here, get it around the hook.
This is a true family fly right here.
Okay.
Good.
Family
fly.
Feeling is growing.
And feeling is growing. I usually go around 3 times.
That's been. This is your 3rd time.
More. This will be the sturdiest fly, no doubt, with all the extras in there.
And that's good. We're not gonna put any.
You gonna finish it up or?
Yeah, I'll finish it up.
All right, later, dude.
Okay. So we're just gonna take our line, and we're just gonna clip our line like that. And then we're going to trim our legs about to there. Would you say that's good, Dad?
Yeah, I like it.
And Next.
It's a good looking fly.
Teamwork.
Teamwork. Twist and cut.
Yeah, this is a good idea too.
One guy showed
Twist
us that.
it, and then
There you go.
cut it.
Sweetness.
And you'll like poof out your parachute a little bit. And then, thank you guys for watching. This is the Schroders parachute hopper. That's how it looks.
Pan out, say goodbye.
And thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope you guys all have a happy Thanksgiving. Please eat lots of pie and lots of food. Everybody's earned it. And so please just have a great Thanksgiving. That's how to tie the Schroders parachute hopper. Thank you so much to my dad for coming into this video. It was awesome. And please like and subscribe to my channel. And also check out my blog, flyinthelineblog.wordpress.com. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a great Thanksgiving.
See ya.